Share the product lessons that we learned over the course of last 8 months while building this platform. The first is definitely why, and that why is extremely important when you are building a product. So we believe that our why is trust. We strongly believe that once you acquire a trust of a consumer, you will be able to build a lot of more cross-selling opportunities and value for that consumer. So with this insight, what we understood is that content, a trustworthy content, and especially an interactive content can build that trust over a long term of time. So that was our key insight of building the why of our trust. Now coming back to the feature set of how we translated this why into something that is delivered to the consumer. We also understood that one way content is not benefiting the consumer. It's becoming a very generic level of content. So from the day one, we are focused on building an interactive and intuitive content. So we decided to create a sachetsization of content. That's why we created small reels. Then we created daily dose, which is a 140 character snippet, which you can just read within 30 seconds, but every day, which keeps on enhancing your knowledge by step progress. We also created quizzes. We created almost quizzes which were adaptive quizzes. So that helped the consumer to be more engaged onto the platform, keep learning on their pace, keep learning by interacting with the platform rather than just by watching the videos or reading the boring articles. We have also created learning journeys which help you while doing a step-by-step process into your decision. So let's say, for example, if you want to buy a house, buying a house is a financial decision. Now, in that, there will be multiple layers of the decision clarity. You might want to understand what kind of a house you need, what kind of financial requirements of that house is, what kind of a down payment you should pay based on your income, what kind of a loan you should apply for, what kind of a rate of interest it should be. And in these questions, what we do is we keep nudging the consumer with the information of those specific products. For example, when you are browsing about a loan or a home loan, we also tell what are the different types of the home loan, as well as what are the key parameters that you should look for in the home loan. How to negotiate an interest rate with a bank. What are the credit scores that you should be looking at? What are the key parameters in that home loan that might affect your EMI to a great extent, and how you can leverage your assets or your salary or let's say a guarantor to minimize those impacts on your rate of interest. The last bit is definitely one product feature that actually gave us an extreme flywheel effect into our journey. Is that we understood that the 40% of the time of the advisors is going actually into data collection. So we immediately integrated account aggregator through which we are able to automatically get that data of a consumer to our RIs. That actually helped our RIs to reduce the service time for every consumer. That in turn allowed them to service more consumers. On the consumer side, this also helped the consumers to get the affordability from the RIs because the time to service a consumer was less. RIs could actually reduce their cost by almost 25%. And that in turn created an affordability for our consumers, which in turn created a word of mouth so that they could refer more consumers. And again, because the affordability was there, more consumers bought the service. This created a fantastic flywheel, which gave us a lot of customers in a very short span of time.